It really becomes so easy once you have eyes to see and ears to hear the way that Satan has moved in this world. And I understand now why Yeshua said, with a demon of this type, you cannot get rid of it unless you at least fast for 3 days. Yeah. Not only when you fast are you in prayer constantly, and you're dedicating the fast to Yeshua and to Yahweh, making that commitment to him to give up food, to feel the hunger pains, and not to hate the hunger pains, but with each hunger pain, love them more. Because each hunger pain is showing your Father and reminding you just how much your dedication to him means to you and how much you love him. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who's hypoglycemic, I was a little bit nervous about fasting. I fast from 6 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon when I do it. That is considered a light fast. You can fast different ways. There are, you can look up a lot of information on fasting. Please be very careful and cautious if, like me, you have medical issues. And please don't take it too far. That is why Yeshua says in the Bible, do not fast to the point that it is so obvious to the world. In other words, you are skin and bones that you have been fasting. And fast in secret. Do not boast. Do not tell others that you are fasting. I know why he says that too now. When you speak these things and you're in the wrong realm, the enemy, well, he hears your plan. And those fasts will be that much harder. Temptation will creep in. But these days, more now than ever, fasting is vital as a Christian because it clears your body of all of the toxins, the processed food. To be real, let's look at our food. In America, we're right there on the tippy top of processed foods. But even more so to rid your body of sugars. In our world, sugars are the biggest. Because in our world, sugar, well, once you realize demons are exactly this. They're cockroaches. No, they are. And no matter how many times you try to take them out, stomp on them, exterminate them, heck, they could survive a nuclear boom boom. Just like old demons. And just like cockroaches, they will scamper out and attach to anything that is covered in sugar. Yeah. Also, sugar blocks your pineal gland. So does fluoride. And that is one of the most vital things to communicate with your Father as well. Everything about this world has been built to separate us from our Father, to keep us down in the lowest dimensions where demons have their grubby little paws on us because they have access to us all the time. It is vital that you fast and rid your body of all of these things. He says, meditate on my word. Did you know that God's word is light? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So take deep, healing breaths. And as you're meditating on the word in your secret place where he tells you to go, where there is no distraction, no husband, no wife, no kids, no phone, no TV, nothing. Just you, your secret place, and your Father. Be still and know that I am God. He needs you to be still. He needs you to be fasting so that that connection with Yah is the most beautiful and clear and vivid connection you can even ever achieve. But also to keep you out of the realms of the demonic forces. Things that keep you in the reach of demons. Let's go. Divide. Oh, that sounds familiar. Good morning, America. Just talking about shows. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. All things stated here is speculation. Well, just that stuff. Anyways, just to be safe. Let's get back to what keeps you in the grubby little hands of demons and spiritual attack. Divide, anger, resentment. Ooh, that's a big one. That's why Yeshua tells us forgive. Not forgive whoever you think you can forgive, but not that one guy. He really did me wrong. That's not how it works. If I can forgive, and I mean truly, I have forgiven the man who's done this to me, my health, my neck, the doctor. I have not only forgiven him, but I am very compelled to go to his office and thank him at this point. Because had he not almost unalived me and covered it up, and I wouldn't have had that 7-level posterior anterior fusion in my neck, and then ultimately 2 years later, cancer that was brought on by the multiple surgeries. Yeah, those are some hefty things to put somebody through. And a pretty good reason in your book, I would imagine, to not forgive. Because in your book, for some of you, it is, I can forgive these people, but not this one. I would say my doctor would probably land in that not this one category, right? But I have forgiven him. There should never be a category like that. He says, forgive your enemies. All of them. Love your neighbor, love your brother. But like I was saying, had that doctor not done that to me, had I not had an internal decapitation, failed fusion, 7-level fusion in my neck, and then cancer, I wouldn't be on this app. Those are the reasons I even got on this app in 2020 in the first place. To talk and to share and to teach, get a second opinion. And then a few years later, here we are today. Saving souls. Pew, 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 Satan. So I see how God worked. You have to forgive everyone. You know that saying, when you don't forgive someone, it doesn't hurt the other person, it only hurts you? I'm here to tell you as somebody, I'm here to tell you as somebody who has seen beyond the veil, who has lived beyond the veil now since October, there are no truer words. Because when you do not forgive, you are right there, face to face, hand in hand with demons, and you don't even know it. You have to let it go. You have to forgive. Sin, any of the sins. That's why he told us not to do any of those things. He wasn't being mean to us. He wasn't being, fathers should give rules. They should. If they love you, they give rules. Trust me, I've seen parents that don't give rules. And I had parents that gave rules, and I know they love me with their entire heart. Drinking. Drinking's one of the worst. I know. I'm a recovering alcoholic. Schmugs. Yeah. This is one of the reasons I'm having a real hard time with knowing that people put children on Adderall. Because not all children do I see this big concern, but children of light, children that are gifted and blessed, that can see beyond the veil, that is a dangerous combination. Because things like Adderall and schmanfenamine, I dare you to say that on the streets, yo. Those literally thin the veil to the point where if your child is already gifted in seeing beyond the veil, you don't want them to have that much thinning, especially now as the veil is thinning even more. All of the things that lower your vibration, all of the things that bring you down. Those are the things that Yeshua told us not to do. And this is exactly why. When you do these things, you stay in a place where all of the demons have access to you. It's game on. And food, processed food, sugars, all of the yucky stuff, that is one of his biggest tools. Be careful what you eat. Your body is your temple. I'm guilty. Laffy Taffy, it is literally what I give up for Lent. But once you remove the sugars from your life, you will start to see clear. Once you remove the fluoride toothpaste from your life, and yes, they do have non-fluoride toothpaste in all of the stores, and they're great. They even have whitening ones. You'll start to see clear. And once you start to fast and forgive and be grateful. Oh, let's talk about the things that help you get out of that place. Gratitude is by far, hands down, one of the biggest. So I always start every one of my prayers with being grateful. I list things that I'm grateful for. But I have learned, this is just for me, to say these things in private between my father in my noggin. Because other than that, if I'm in a bad place, I'm just telling Satan everything that's important to me that he could eventually just rip away. Forgiveness. Like I said, that's a big one. And ultimately, how can you stand before Yeshua and ask for forgiveness on that day if you haven't forgiven whoever for whatever they've done to you? Trust me, sometimes you have to step back and understand the bigger purpose. And maybe it wasn't the person at all. It was just part of Yah's plan. I had to learn that about my oldest son. But it wasn't a hard lesson to learn because he's been my best friend since he came out of that womb. I don't know if you know this, but my oldest son is a product of grief. I've never heard my son's father's voice. That's a weird feeling. But you know what? That man, to me, was a monster, and he did a lot of damage to me. I had a lot of trauma from that at 18. But he gave me the biggest blessing in my entire life that I've ever had. My boy, my angel, my baby, my best friend, my monkey. So stop looking at the person for what they did to you. Let it go. Forgive it. And start looking at what is it that is going to come from this, that is going to make me stronger, make me help somebody else down the road that has been through that. What is it that I could turn this around to make it for the good? Trust me, that experience was not one I ever thought I could find the silver lining of, but then my baby was in my arms. Sing. Make a joyful noise. Guys, sing. Laugh. Dance. Not secular music. Don't be whopping around. Turn on praise music. Be in constant prayer. Charity. Ooh, that's a big one. Satan hates that one. Pew, pew, pew. He's got to hate me. Picture this like you have a huge hot air balloon and you need to fill it with air to get away from your enemy. And the only thing that will fill your hot air balloon are the things that I just listed. We'll get to work because that is exactly what will work. But there's one big thing, one major thing. Well, there's two. Fasting. 3 days. But the biggest thing of all, and it is so easy and it is free and it is the answer to it all. My child, you've had the power all along. My child, just breathe. Meditate on my word. Did you know the ether is the breath of Yah? And the breath of Yah is light. So go into your secret place. Close the door. Be fasting. Do the other big thing you need to do. Repent often, daily. Say, not today, Satan. And then just breathe. Deep healing breaths of Yah. Fill that balloon up with his breath. and watch your enemies get smaller and smaller beneath your balloon as you float away out of their grasp.